Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Think of all that time. Every wait in the winter. All that time. No one else saw. Every sprint in the summer. Think of every sacrifice. Early mornings on the levee. Late nights in the film room. Bus rides to playoff games. Every bump in the road. Every moment of ecstasy. Every moment of doubt. Years wondering, is it all worth it? It's all led to this. Man, I got this. It's a 60-minute drive for a 60-minute game. After all the miles we've traveled, we're almost there. After all the hours we've worked, one more can make us legends. After all that time, this is our time.
Seems like no nonsense guy. Like
re-emphasize that for the Saints fans out there on TikTok. Caveman, what did you just say?
The rebuild starts right now. Marshawn Lattimore's gone, so the defense, like we're not getting any better.
Looking to get it into Smith. What a pass! Not game! Wardell Smith with the game winner! Oh my goodness!
And that is why you have Aaron Fry pass the ball in.
A career year. Like you have you have the best quarterback in the league, arguably, the best wide receiver in the league, and you've got the best edge rusher in terms of total sacks this season. And you're 4-7, and your playoff chances are hanging on by it. Let's make it interesting.
We're making it interesting. Come on. Give us the freaking moment. We'll take it.
Oh, no!
Oh, no.
Put him in there.
Biz back the
Put him in there.
okay?
Who the heck is that guy?
Deflected good, help defense from the Warriors. Oh, what a pass! And Minkah throws it down! This could be the pass of the year so far. You might watch every game the rest of the season in the NBA.
Mr. Announcer guy. So don't you go saying that you're never going to see that.
You're such a hater.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard, MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Welcome, Quack.
Program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
The web at mbradio.us.
You are looking live at Till the Final Whistle, everyone. On Military Broadcast Radio.
We're back.
The station letting our veterans' voices be heard. And HG also has the Onions back in the house. Because the Rockies still stink, honestly. They still stink.
Honestly,
they've been allowed a lot of runs.
Not this bad of a week from them.
I'm proud.
I mean, it's still
I'm
pretty
really
bad.
proud of
They gave up 35 runs in the span of a week. That's still pretty bad.
That's terrible.
They have a minus 222 run differential. I'm looking at the runs allowed this season. I mean, the Athletics are decently close at 503. But I mean, really, they are pretty much in a league of their own with just how bad they are. So I got 35 onions here, counted them out as we were counting down the show. We're going to just do them all at once. And
no, I got last week's 43 push-ups done. So I will be doing 34 for this week.
All right, let's go. All right, I got.
You're gonna be buff, dude.
Yeah, I did 340. You gotta do it. Gotta do it for the team, though.
All right, I got all.
Gotta do it for the team.
35 onions here. Let's just get them down the hatch.
Down the hatch. Well, he didn't wait 2 weeks this time, so instead of having to do like 75 or 79 like he did last week, he's just got 35, one handful down the hatch. That makes it easier. That makes it a lot easier.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, you live and you learn. Rockies, please learn that you're putting us through a lot of pain.
Oh my god, it's starting to burn.
Yeah, it's been bad. It's been bad for HG. Those push-ups and those squats burned a lot. And the next day, trying to just make it up the stairs, get down to the studio on Wednesday morning after doing 340 squats with that weight bar. There's no way. Almost fell.
Ugh. Oh my god. Oh, that's way worse than doing them in small intervals.
Last week he was just going 10 at a time.
Just make sure you put the lid on it because we don't want this place smelling like a nursing home.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm used to that.
Okay. We're all done. Oh, that was really gross. Oh, there was it was an intense burning sensation in my nostrils there for a minute.
It'll make you cry right there.
And you know what? I'm gonna just up the suffering a little bit too. No beverage until we're done talking about baseball. Then I can finally wash this taste out of my mouth. But I'm doing this to just show, visualize what it's like being a Rockies fan, because it's an uncomfortable, painful process.
It's a bad experience.
And it leaves you
it's definitely a bad time.
With a bad taste in your mouth. I think they won one game last week. They beat the Brewers, who aren't a bad team by any means. So
that was also the final game of the series that we lost 2-1. So we were able to win that one. Yeah. Got swept by the Dodgers in those three. We allowed 9 runs allowed. This is the first time the Dodgers do come to town though in this season. So
they'll be back.
They'll be back, and it'll probably be worse than this the next time.
For free wins. Yeah, Dodgers, speaking of them,
starting
to pull away out of the NL West, though. Padres have dropped a few games behind them. They're actually 8 games back. The Giants, Rafael Devers hasn't quite meshed onto the team. He's starting to get his feet under him, but
not quite there
quite
yet.
The immediate success they were maybe hoping for. But I'm optimistic for the future. But they're 9 games back. The Diamondbacks at 43-42.
Still hanging in.
They've cooled off a bit. Again, they just have no defense. They've got great offense around the board. I mean, they can put up runs. It's just they at a lackluster bullpen and not a very strong outfield or really infield for that matter.
444 runs scored, 434 runs allowed. Still
very
positive.
Balanced.
Still positive on the differential, but you can see the lack of defense.
And then the Rockies, they're only like a small 34.5 games back. So I really wouldn't.
We got this.
I wouldn't quite rule them out just yet.
I think
they can. 66 losses so far. Let's see. Next closest team is the White Sox with 57. That's 4th of July weekend. If you're here in Denver, Colorado, let me tell you, that's where you got to be. The Rockies hosting the White Sox.
Oh, that's beautiful.
over
That's
the 4th
amazing.
of July. Yeah, I mean, get out there, folks, and watch the clown show. I mean, what better way to celebrate America's
Jimmy,
birthday?
you got to take a trip down here.
Birthday, independence, just with a
shout out to
clown
Independence
show.
of America. Shout out to the
I mean, it doesn't get much more American than baseball.
It doesn't get more American than just watching two teams that suck and getting hype with it.
Here's my
and
theory
not
about
even
it, though,
caring.
is that like they're both going to be like so ass that this is going to be a battle of who's less ass. And, like it's like I think it's going to secretly be a really great series. That's going to actually be kind of entertaining.
So far, the White Sox have proven that they're a little bit less ass than the Rockies.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens in the series. Maybe we could pull off a sweep. That first sweep of the year, I don't know. I don't want to call it too early,
Right.
but this is a pretty
They've
good
won
chance.
like what 2 series all year.
I think only the one against the Marlins
They beat the Nationals
earlier this month. Oh, okay, 2 then.
in
2
the
then.
series.
We got two series
Whoop-de-doo,
wins
the
last
Nationals,
month.
bro.
Nationals and the Marlins. Just 2 teams that are like equally pathetic as far as it goes as MLB teams.
But some other teams that aren't as pathetic, Chicago Cubs,
killing it this year.
Loving it. Just loving what that team's got. Good. Yeah, somebody's got to show up for the city of Chicago.
Yeah, the White Sox.
Dude, you think like having the Pope's blessing would help the White Sox? No, it's just not. God works in mysterious ways, I guess. Phillies, another team at 50 wins, and Bryce Harper was on the IL list. He's set to return very soon. I think like today, actually, or he might have come back last night.
Okay.
And
Another team, they got to keep it moving.
Yeah, they're in a pretty tight race with the New York Mets, just 2 games behind them. The rest of that division is terrible. I mean, Marlins and
the Braves
so pretty soon that the Nationals are there too. So pretty soon the Braves are going to lose a series to the Rockies too, because that's what the bottom feeder teams of the NL East have been doing.
They're just going to lose one series to the Rockies early in the year.
Yeah.
Phillies, though, another team kind of could be lacking in defense. 340 runs allowed. I mean, we're having a lot of runs scored this year. So I wouldn't really say it's too much on a lot of these teams. People are just scoring this year.
Yeah, there are a lot of runs being put up. I mean, I know some baseball purists don't like it. I'm coming from more of a casual fan's perspective of somebody who's just started to recently get into baseball. I'm enjoying the step up in offense.
It's kind of fun.
The pace of the game, yeah. Man, the Cleveland Guardians, big letdown. I had a lot of hope for them, with how deep they went into the playoffs last year. It was they went to the NL or the AL Championship Series. If I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, they did. Against the Yankees.
God.
They beat the Mets.
No, that was the Dodgers that beat the Mets. But yeah, they I really thought they'd come back just as strong. Thought they made some good moves in free agency, retained a good deal of that team.
It's Houston.
But the Detroit Tigers just running away with the Central right now.
It's pretty mediocre as you go down the list there.
Oh,
Minnesota 40 and 45, Kansas City's 40 and 46, and then you got the White Sox 28 and 57.
Yeah, man, that they just got such a sick pitching rotation.
It's free.
Great.
Go ahead and take the Central this year.
Offense. Yeah.
I mean, stun one of these other teams in the AL. Come on.
They're really looking like they could be a 1 seed, like the 1 seed too, which would be pretty huge for them. They got a pretty good home record. It'll be a good time to be a Detroit resident here in come fall. Lions should still be good. You'll have the Tigers likely in a good spot in the playoffs. Pistons coming back strong. The Red Wings hoping to revamp their team, and think they certainly have a shot at being contenders, but it's looking pretty good for the city of Detroit, which it usually isn't.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen very often.
I wouldn't say it's so bad in Houston. Just traded over for Kevin Durant, but the Astros look at like they're kind of owning the AL West right now. The Mariners kind of in there, but almost around the 500 mark. So.
Mariners just feel like so mid. Like it's like
mediocrity.
They're competitive enough to give you some trouble, but they're really not going to be. They're really not deep enough or well built enough to actually, be a legitimate threat to actual contending teams. Yeah. So AL Central and West aren't too competitive. The East actually is surprisingly got a lot of great competition. The Blue Jays and Rays are right on the Yankees' tails,
and it's good to see. I'm hoping to see the Rays. When's the last time you've seen them in the top of in the AL East? Yankees and Orioles been on top. Red Sox kind of been the teams that you're really looking out for. Toronto, never really hearing anyone talk about Tampa.
Yeah. So
just get the Bucks out of here.
Yeah. No, I like the Bucks, man. They got Baker.
He's cool. He's cool, but it's the Bucks. Get him out of here.
All right. I keep forgetting you're a Saints fan. That's right. All right. Bro, I can't share your sentiment. I like Tampa. I like him. But hey, you don't have to worry about that and about Tampa's success. And
oh my God,
that
was horrifying.
Heart attacks out here. But all right, we're going over some of the stats and leaders here. Yeah, I mean Judge is still just tearing it up on all the hitting. There's no shock there. Pete Alonso, the guy that should really be making like $875 million for.
Oh yeah,
or whatever Juan said his contract is. He's clearly the best player on that team.
Cal Raleigh, he needs the biggest check out here. So looking at the standard hitting stats, Seattle catcher is up on top right now. 60 runs scored, 85 hits. Judge is right there, but he's got 33 home runs. He's ahead of Judge in home runs this year and in RBIs. So Cal Raleigh, kind of a sneaky guy there. Probably going to be the player that Seattle ships off and then they suck again, get another high pick on a great player, and then just trade him away once he has a good season, and then never get good.
It's the cycle of mediocrity. It's wild that some teams just get stuck in that. They don't even want to be competitive.
No, they're like, we're just going to have this guy have a great year, and then we'll clear up cap space when you can just have like $1 million roster. You could spend like $50 million on a team.
All right. I mean, like team that just won the World Series, $1 billion roster.
Yeah.
That's got like $1 billion roster. Yankees roster is almost $1 billion. Like, bro, they like just spend the money.
Just spend money. It's not that hard.
Some of these owners they're cheap like that. They don't want to win. But it's like, you get a championship in here, like that could bring in more money.
That's a lot of money right there.
But they don't want
getting a team that's full of star players that are all really good at their position, and you just have a great dominant team. Man,
they don't want to take
that
the
would
risk.
Totally fill the seats. That would totally fill the seats.
They don't want to take the risk, Caveman. Dude, I know we're talking Scooble for Cy Young again, but man, Max Fried, I think he's definitely got to be in the conversation, dude. What a find this guy was for the Yankees. Just stepping up in a huge way with Garrett Cole's injury. I think he's been really great. So he's going to get Scooble some competition. He's leading the country, or him and Scooble both lead the country in wins. They're both 2.13 ERA. and Scooble's got him beat on the strikeouts, but they're both Fried's got the quality starts over on him, so that's a pretty interesting battle of pitchers, for Cy Young. In my opinion, those should probably be the first two.
Definitely the first two names. Can't forget about Paul Skeens, but his record doesn't really show how good he is.
He's got one of the top. I think he's number 2 in ERA.
Yeah, he's at 203, which is better than the two guys that we just mentioned on here on MLB.com, and in his 18 starts. So,
but I think he just doesn't get as much playing time, and his team is just so bad.
I would save my guy too if we really only have one guy as our 3-4 hold that can really hit. Right. If we're just banking on him to hit and that dude, one guy to pitch, they can take as much time off as they need and get as much rest as they want.
For real. Some of your team leaders here, Dodgers are just crushing it in all the batting categories. They're first in batting average, first in home runs, first in RBIs, first in hits. They in pretty much every metric of batting, they are just dominating that team. The money well spent. They can just crush it out of the park. And then, they've got the most saves in the country, and they're also top 5 in strikeouts. So the bullpen is only going to get better as Ohtani gets back into the rhythm of pitching. The Phillies, they're sneaky on there on these pitching lists. They're top 5 in wins, saves, and number 2 in strikeouts, and they have the most quality starts.
Man,
so I think Philly's got a good bullpen. It's just
they're good.
The outfield and infield defense when the ball is in play, just been a little suspect at times.
It's more proof for the Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
Pitching, they're top 10. They got a top 10 bullpen right now, and they got a top 3 lineup as far as batting goes. And they're a 500 team, 43-42. It's just that infield, outfield defense. It's just aside from pitching and aside from batting, the only thing they need to work on.
And it can be criminally underrated sometimes. All right, but that's what we got for an MLB update here.
I'm looking. This is an exciting season. I'll be happy for this playoff baseball coming up.
Yeah, still got a ways to go. All-Star game still to come. And no, not to knock baseball or anything, but we're kind of in the dark days of sports. Because again, just there's some good baseball games here and there, but the 162 games, it's just a crapshoot on which ones you think are actually going to be taken seriously and which ones aren't.
There's some good time off though. Extra time to do some other. I don't feel like I have to watch every game or get as good amount of to be able to see a lot of the game, get good information for the show. You don't have to do that when you got this many games a week.
Exactly.
Every team's playing at least
get your updates
5-6 games a week.
Or we're going to head to our first music break. When we come back, we've got some NHL draft and NHL offseason moves, and then a lot happening in the NBA free agency as well as the NBA draft. We're going to go dive into all of that. So
You're getting into it fast.
Don't go anywhere. Stay right here. You're listening to Till the Final Whistle on the Military Broadcast Radio.
Hey, we got a new artist. This was one by Emily Myers. This is Time to Say Goodbye.
All right. Check it out.
Can't leave it in your eyes as you walk me to the door. Miles between us now and who we were before. can be. I know it hurts when it ends suddenly. I hope you never feel that pain, choosing to go when you could have stayed. If there's a choke in your throat when you say my name, finding reasons to blow up my phone. If you're lost, thinking about how we take that break, and it feels wrong sleeping alone. Sometimes it is harder giving up than giving another try. Maybe it ain't time to say goodbye. Those rose-colored glasses, but it's not over. Luster fades as time passes. I've seen how frail we can be. Broken hearts don't just heal suddenly. Some pain never goes away, like choosing to go when you couldn't. Finding reasons to blow up my phone. If you're lost, thinking about how we take that break, and it feels wrong sleeping alone. Sometimes it is harder giving up than giving another try. Maybe it ain't time to say goodbye. When you say my name, finding reasons to blow up my phone. If you're lost, think about how we take that break, and it feels wrong sleeping alone. Sometimes it is harder giving up than giving another try. Maybe it ain't time. If there's a choke in your throat when you say my name, finding reasons to blow up my phone. If you're lost, thinking about how we take that break, and it feels wrong sleeping alone. Sometimes it is harder giving up than giving another try. Maybe it ain't time. Oh, maybe it ain't time.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard, MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Welcome, Quack.
Program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
The web at mbradio.com.
You are looking live at Till the Final Whistle, everybody. Welcome back. We're kicking it from the diamond over to the ice. The NHL had their draft come up. The New York Islanders selected Matthew Schaefer with the first overall pick in this one.
All right. So we got some draft grades, and we'll be the first to admit that in terms of the international hockey scene and prospects of all that,
count me out, man. Count me out. I'm
not
sorry.
the most knowledgeable. Hockey is not one of our primary sports, but
there's also so many picks.
Yeah, we got to give. It's one of the oldest sports in America. It's one of the big four. We always got to give it its flowers and just give our appreciation to it. And so we're going to shout out Rachel Dore of ESPN, going off of this great list that she put together here of all the different grades. We'll also give some of our own thoughts on this, but we're going to start it off, with the Islanders. They get the A+. that apparently they made a great trade, though. They'll also get some more picks. They took the guy, Schaefer, number one overall, consensus number one guy, who's likely going to be a franchise defenseman for your team. But you trade back into like the top 20, and you get Vector Eklund and Akashwan Atchinson. Hopefully, I'm saying that right. So aggressive moves by the Islanders, a team that I thought was really, they were just a few pieces away from being a playoff team. And now, I mean, I think they've made some good moves to be more than just
definitely a good move,
a playoff team, but like an aggressive, potential even title contender. I mean, they're still in the East with the Panthers, but some really great moves on draft day. Obviously, maybe not next season, but these young guys coming in and getting a chance to develop is going to be huge.
They continued it on day 2, though. Matthew Darch just continued stockpiling. They had so many picks here. 3 in the first round, a second rounder, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. And I'm pretty sure, that's all they got here. But that's a lot of draft picks. And having the number 1 overall pick, I mean, you stockpiled on picks. They're definitely a good draft. A lot of aggressive moves. Team that definitely looks like they want to compete here.
Yeah. I mean, before we get too much further, again, great new song, great find by our boy H here, bringing it in. We're going to get to our next team, the Bruins, getting an A. And yeah, there was some controversy just about the guy they got. Not like any off the ice issues. It's just the way that he dropped all the way down to 7 for him. When a lot of experts believe that he was a top 3 player, like the third best player in the draft, should have been a top 5 pick. So I mean, that's huge. I mean, you get like out of Boston College too, a great hockey school.
Very true.
You're getting a really elite center. And then they went and, just for good measure, maybe drafting his career back up with William Moore there in the second. They get a defenseman and Liam Peterson in the second as well. Left wing and Cooper Simpson. And then some more defensemen and centers. So a lot of more defensive oriented draft here from them. But I mean, they just, the best player available fell to them, and they just went ahead and took him. So hard to mess that up. So they get an A for that reason.
Yeah, it looks like they had some pretty good value picks, and at least in their range, like with the picks they had, and kind of the season that they did end up having too. It's a pretty good draft for them. Hurricanes, though, the next team with an A, and as a team that's a playoff team in this Eastern Conference, an A grade. You love to see this.
Right.
A lot of young talent.
You don't have a first round pick, but
yeah,
I mean, it's something that I hear hockey fans saying a lot, is that the Carolina Hurricanes draft really well, and it seems like they did it again. They're just getting are these guys gonna come in and like, none of these guys are like like starters right away, but like these are they're great they're projectable NHL talent, and you've got plenty of time. You still got a solid team and some contracts that haven't come up yet, so you've got time to work on and develop these guys. I mean, Hurricanes, doing a good job. They're in a good position.
They even traded back in this draft with the Canadians, who did only finish, not to spoil too much, but only a B+ for the Canucks compared to the Carolina Hurricanes, trading back, no first round pick, coming out with some good projectable talents. The Sharks up next, though, with another A, kind of a team that's really, they had the second overall pick last year before. I'm pretty sure they had the first overall pick. Team that's kind of just stuck in the mud, and not really kind of seeing any production.
No, sir.
But a good draft from them.
Yeah. I mean, 2 first round picks. You get a goalie with that 30th pick, and then Mikko Messiah, another Misa, I mean, great center out of Canada. He'll be a guy that will probably be a high impact player for your team pretty soon. And you just some good depth pieces behind him. And in the second round, even going with a Chinese defender, which was I did kind of surprised. I didn't know that China was in the international farm system for the NHL, but I guess
that dude is big though, 6'6", 222.
Right. I mean, that is
a tank defenseman, bro.
For
I don't
real.
want to fight
That's
that dude.
that's
oh
the
my
weird,
god.
Like
big boy.
What's weird with him, like great size. I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like that's gonna make it kind of hard for you to really get moving out there.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I mean,
I'm excited to see.
He's a defenseman,
speed.
so like, he's not really gonna need to be like on the attack a lot. And like, I mean, that's a big dude to shoot around. That's gonna be
going
hard
downhill
bro.
On somebody. Oh
right.
man, I'm excited to see this guy.
Yeah,
honestly. I want to see if he's got speed.
Would hate to get cross-checked by this guy. That's what I'm gonna say.
Oh man,
we got the Ducks. They get an A-. Their first round pick, Roger McQueen, another Canadian. Couple of good seconds where they got another center, Eric Nielsen, Bolidis, Noah Reed in the third. And they did a good job of just addressing depth and all that as they went through. How many picks do they have in total?
3, 6, 10. 10 total picks. And getting McQueen at 10 looks like he was another player projected with top 5 talent that slipped out of the top 5 in this draft. And some teams that weren't so lucky to get those high picks, I mean, they're kind of coming away with something good here.
So, I mean, like you're looking at like probably at least 2 NHL quality players here, which is like that's pretty good out of those picks. I mean, it's like it still kind of blows my mind. Like it's hard for me to even comprehend just like how hard it is to really make it in the NHL compared to other sporting leagues even too, because you've got to be a great athlete at hockey and figure skating essentially.
Yeah.
So it can be really tough to find someone that can actually, because like plenty of people can play hockey well, but to be able to play it at the speed and pace of the NHL is just a whole different monster that I don't think a lot of people are ready for sometimes.
It does seem like Roger McQueen though will kind of have a good marketing impact with the Ducks. Might want to get some guys to go there. He's trying to plan on wear number 95. Like
that's what I heard, McQueen, bro. Like that
instantly was shipped out to Disneyland to do a photo shoot as soon as he was drafted.
Already nailing sponsorships and that type of stuff.
Hitting the hammer.
I'm not, and like the Ducks kind of got good colors for McQueen's, for like the similar to McQueen's car color. So, I mean, yeah, like a Roger McQueen 95 jersey would kind of go hard. I'm not gonna lie. And then a little off topic, but there's I think her name is Allison Beers is her last name on Team USA, and she wears number 22. And I don't know, a 22 Beers USA basketball jersey would also.
I need that jersey.
Be sick.
Somebody send that into the show, please.
Right.
Come on.
I just had to bring that up.
For your boy Caveman.
All right. All about that. Calgary Flames, they're going to get an A- as well. Took a pair of centers in the first round at 18 and 32. Another center in the second, and then they went for some wing players and a few defensemen with the rest of their picks.
There's some freaking there's some units in here. 6'6", 233. Phillips. Oh my God, dude!
SEO Phillips.
Some freaking tanks.
He's from
out this
he's
draft.
American too, right? There's some units. The Red Wings. We were talking about how it might be good for Detroit, and here they are getting an A- grade.
Solid
13th
draft.
overall pick. They take Carter Bear, left wing. That's a pretty cool name.
That is sweet.
Bear. Now, I wonder what his number would be. Well, drop it in the comments if you've got a good idea for that. We got a right wing, and Eddie Goldjenberg, Michael Pradell in the third, and then some more solid wings and defensemen to round it out. So, I mean, at least from where they were picking, feel like you found a good couple of quality players in here, at least one or two. Nashville Predators at number 5. A little surprising that they decided to go with Brady Martin over the I just forgot his name, but the guy the Bruins took, Hagen, I believe.
Yeah, Hagens.
That's
right.
I
mean, even Porter Martone on the board still. Those guys were both perceived to be like higher value players than Brady Martin in this draft. But they did kind of make up for it with like the lack of picks. Riker Lee and Cameron Reed in that 20s pick is
weird first
really
overall
good.
pick from them. Like, does Martin still? I think Martin could still turn out to be a high quality player, but it's just like you're taking a guy with a potentially lower floor and maybe not quite as high of a ceiling as those other two guys that you left on there. But then, yeah, later on at Cameron Reed, Riker Lee, really like that.
They're able to swing it back. They didn't have nearly as many picks as anyone else in this draft. Just looking at it,
Fred Alex Huang could be, or Huang could be. If I'm saying that right, could be a sneaky good steal that they got there in the 4th round. Flyers also team getting an A- here. Seems like they just had a crazy draft. I mean, they had the 6th overall pick where they took Porter Martone, a wing that they were like, oh wow. They kind of weird that they went with him over Hagens because they need a center, but then they swung it back around and they got Jack Nisibet, who I think they're valuing offense a little more, which is why they went with the wing. And then they go and loop back and get a quality center, big guy, 6'5", only 186 though. But then we got another 6'6", 232 guy here, so another tank. They went with some height here for some of these defenders. So
I like that bit. Somebody correct me. Like, if you're big as a center, does it help you get like a better view of the goal for a longer shot? Is that like a strategy at some point? I'm not even sure, but I feel like that kind of gives you an advantage. Seeing over some of these guys are like only 5'10", barely 6 foot.
And then rounding out the A grades, you got the Kraken. Took the best available center with their 8th overall pick. Couple of then they went pretty much defenseman until the 7th. But William Reynolds, Blake Fiddler, 2 guys that that they took at a really great position. Probably got them at a better value than they might have been than you would have thought. Where they fell back a little bit more. The Winnipeg Jets had the best record in the NHL last year. They get an A-. Sasha Buer. I'm not even going to attempt it.
That boy Sasha from Finland.
Yes.
Boston University.
Maybe it's pronounced Sashka. I could be butchering it. I'm very sorry to any Finnish listeners, man. I do deeply apologize. I don't have it in me, though. I don't have that in my bag. I'm so sorry.
These names are too hard to pronounce, man. I need to get
and then here's the thing is that like also
bag.
We don't I think like we're saying them in like with American enunciation too, which I think
is
that's
what's killing us.
Not even anywhere near correct.
Oh, I need to get in my European bag on this. I'm gonna do my research for the hockey fans. We got you guys.
All right, but the Jets rounding out with A-. They made the most with only having 5 picks.
Yeah,
got some solid projects in there. But I think they've got a few guys, like maybe even like over half this class could turn into real solid productive players in the NHL.
This next one's really fun because we're talking about units here. The Blackhawks. It says here they had a modus operandi here, and it was big dudes who could skate. They got a 6'6" guy in the first round, 6'7" guy also in the first round with the 29th pick. 2 guys 6'4", 6'5", 6'3". Come on now.
They're
They're
building
just stacking it up with the size. I kind of like
They're building
this.
some Goliaths
I
down
like
there in
this.
Chicago. Right. Maybe they left some speed and scoring on the boards, but I mean so that's why you drop that to maybe a B plus. But they clearly have a strategy and they clearly want to build a big tanky unit at some point here. And so that's what they're going with. We'll see how that pans out, but
That's exciting. That's going to be a bunch of
Blackhawks is a team where it's a lot of young talent where you're like, man,
there's so much potential every year.
They got to be so close that they're just breaking out. Like, could this be the year? We'll see. The Canadians, they got a B plus here. No first round picks. They made some solid picks with their number 3. We're going to start going through just a tad faster. The Ottawa Senators, Logan Hensler.
Where'd all their picks go?
Right. Disappeared.
This is a newer team, right? I feel like the newer team in the league would have more, leverage in the draft.
They've just been made too many moves. I guess I've given them up. Not a ton of picks, but Hensler, good first round pick. Lucas Beckman, a guard, could be a really good player for them out there in the first round or fourth round rather. Down here to the Capitals. Obviously, the Ovechkin's historic season ended in a little disappointment. How do you follow up that? Is he going to retire? There's some question marks there. Go out and get a young wing from Canada, Lyndon Lakovic. Also grabbing the center, Milton Gastron there in the second.
They got a lot of big guys here, too.
Yeah, they also went for some more size. 6'1", the shortest guy, and that's coming from their center. We go down to the Los Angeles Kings, that are just getting a B. A lot of solid picks in here. They just had a lot of picks, so, with it.
A team
nothing
you
too
would think would get an A grade with all these picks, but
like nothing too exciting, but you'll take what you can get. And with all those picks, there's just a good chance that you get some good stuff out of that. The Wild, they get a B. Jersey Devils get a B as well. Stopping on the Penguins here, who also get a B. They got Benjamin Kindle there in the first. They had 3 first-round picks. I mean,
Holy crap.
I honestly, just with all the picks that they had, I would just give them
an A off that.
Yeah, I mean, you've got such a great chance for, like 5-6 players to come out of this, like super productive, producing NHL players. Obviously will you be able to keep all those guys on your team is one thing, but their major league team got to get a major revamp with their minor league team. So the Utah Mammoth, that's what they went with. They're no longer the hockey club. Had the 4th overall pick. They take Caleb and Sawyers, which again, you go for a center. Hagens was right there. Like, what were we doing? But he's, then Sawyer or Des Noyers rather is going to be fine, more than likely. I got a couple big Chesney men for as a defender and a wing, and then they rounded it out with some more. I don't know what SHE or CHE, what country that's an abbreviation for.
That's Czech.
No, because that's CZE.
CHE. I'm not sure what that one is.
But
it said he's on a Swiss team. He'll be somewhere in that area, near the Alps.
I'm not that I'm all right on geography, but it's once you get into more Eastern and Northern Europe, I get a little shaky. The Golden Knights only had 4 picks. They get a B. They just took, I think, the best available overall with all those. Got the Blue Jackets.
4 picks, not too much.
Going to give them a B minus. The Stars, who came up just short in the conference championship, no first or second round picks, but despite that,
that's still a good grade.
Yeah, got a B minus. Some, intriguing prospects in here. Adi Juki, Carmen Schmidt, Mans Goose.
Saying they got some top 40 players. And they didn't have a pick until 94.
Right.
So,
like
that's pretty
some
good.
players that certainly shouldn't have been there that fell to them. They made the right moves getting them. The Blues only had 3 picks.
Dang.
B-. None of those picks you hate. You think they all got a good chance to work out. The Canucks here, another B-. Then we get into our C grades. The Sabres, they're getting a C+. A lot of picks. Just, a lot of not a lot of hope just in, this was certainly like quantity over quality, it almost feels. Edmonton knocked off in the championship. They got a C+, but I think they'll still be all right. The draft wasn't that important from they didn't pick until the third two. Rangers getting a C+ as well. The Lightning, they get a C+. Now we get to our D grades. The reigning champs, Florida Panthers, almost said Gators. Holy crap!
They're not really looking for this draft though.
Yeah, I mean they
same as the Oilers. They've got the depth already. I feel
like I don't think it was that important to them.
These guys, you feel like you can, with the veterans you got, filler teams you got, you can work these guys up to maybe be NHL talent.
Take a shot on some guys. I mean, your team's so stacked. It's just like the chances of a lot of these guys even getting a chance to play for you is pretty low. The Avalanche, man, we only had
a guy from UMass.
Only had 3 picks. Yeah, I don't know. I just not a huge fan of what they did with any of them.
No, a couple defensemen, center.
I would have liked for them. I feel like they're safe picks. It's just like it's all super low ceiling, high floor type guys. Which is all right, but like with the championship window, you only got 3 picks. I mean, like screw it. I would take some more chances. That would be me. Maple Leafs are going to round out our teams with a D grade to finish off.
Unfortunate because they were really pretty solid.
Yeah.
That's just lost in the playoffs.
That's going to do it for the NHL draft coverage. We're going to go to break. Our man H-Train does have to get out of here, so he's going to send us to break, and then we're going to get everything set up to run the show while he's off doing his mini jobs that he has as he gets us set for the 4th of July Freedom Dive that they got going on for injured vets and first responders.
Can't wait for it. I'm looking forward to that.
We'll be live streaming before we go up and jump on the Morning Wood Show. If y'all want to tune into that Friday morning, 8 to 10 p.m. 8
you
to 10
don't want
a.m.
to miss it.
Yeah. It's a good time. It's a good time. We have a lot of fun there. All right, we're going to go to break. But when we come back, we got NBA offseason news, NFL offseason news, and team building exercise. We're trying to get 1 million career passing yards, baby.
We got it this week.
We're going to hit it today.
Let's go.
All right. Stay tuned.
Too big, wanting to grow up way too quick, searching for spotlights since I was 6. Hello, my name is Dream Too Big. Hello, my name is way too loud. My voice can cut right through the crowd. Got made fun of for it, but who's laughing now? Hello, my name is way too loud. I know I've had my moments and I've had heartaches. God is making miracles out of my mistakes. You can say I won't make it, and I can tell you that I don't really care. 'Cause hello, my name is going somewhere. far. Lost all my words in a mason jar. Locked eyes with a stranger at the end of the bar. Hello, my name is You'll Go Far. Well, hello, my name is One More Try. I put too much stock in bad advice, 'cause anything worth leaving is worth loving twice. Hello, my name is One More Try. I know I've had my moments and I've had heartaches, but God is making miracles out of my mistakes. You can say I won't make it, and I can tell you that I don't really care. 'Cause hello, my name is going somewhere. Yeah. Hello, my name is getting knocked down. You're never gonna leave the ground. You can tell us all about it when you come back around. Hello, my name is getting knocked down. Hello, my name is stand back up. Keep moving even when it gets rough. I've given so much, but I ain't giving up. Hello, my name is stand back up. I know I've had my moments and I've had heartaches, but God is making miracles out of my mistakes. You can say I won't make it, and I can tell you that I don't really care. 'Cause hello, my name is going somewhere. Going somewhere. Yeah, yeah, Oh, it's going
Stand up for the red, white, and blue. Stand up for the values we hold true. With gratitude I'll stand as our flag begins to wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Stand up, put your hand on your heart. Stand up for the freedom it imparts. Bless all who stand for justice. Bless all who stand for peace. In the home of the brave and the land of the free.
Senior Airman Holland Pickard.
Specialist 4th Class Robert Summey, U.S. Army. Staff Sergeant Jerry Altman, United States Air Force.
Second Lieutenant Zachary Stead, Air Force.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Welcome, Quack.
Program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
The web at mbradio.com.
You are looking live at Till the Final Whistle, everybody. H-Train took a little trip to get the sandwiches and everything. Lucas, if you want to hang out, he'll be back in just a little bit.
You gotta go talk to the man Brandon Stokely too.
Oh yeah,
bro. I was watching a TikTok video came up on my feed the other day of that. It was like, you know, one of those captions was like, "Mom, just go to bed. This game's over." And it's like the game, and then it was the Broncos coming back down 24-0 on Monday Night Football with Peyton Manning at the helm, and Brandon Stokely, bro, caught an absolutely mossed a DB on the corner of the end zone, and like an incredible catch to score the go-ahead touchdown. And then just not much later, man, pick six by Chris Harris Jr. What a time to be alive and be a Broncos fan.
The tip pass from Kyle Orton was probably the craziest one. That one was insane because the call on that game was
Stokely down the sideline.
That one was sick. That's a sick call right there. Got to go down in history. One of the greatest broadcast calls.
You know, shout out Stokely for staying in Colorado and helping out vets and stuff. Dude was criminally underrated as a receiver, man. That guy. What, you know,
pretty solid career.
Receiver.
Pretty solid career.
Yeah, he was dope. All right, well, we're gonna shift back to basketball here.
NBA draft, baby.
The draft
it snuck up on us. Sorry, I mean, we should have done something, but
yeah. Well, I think it's like it's like 2 days after the finals ended. Like, what are we doing?
Same as the WNBA,
right?
You're like 2 days after, weekend after the
and
finals.
Also, it's like annoying.
Draft.
Like you've got a number of guys here, like Kaman Malak, Cedric Coward, Derek Queen, like drafted by the Rockets, the Blazers, the Hawks, except, oh no, all the rights to those picks go to another team, but because it's not the new league year, that they're not gonna, and those transactions haven't been finalized. It's stupid. It, like, you can't, like, the Jags traded their pick to the Browns on draft night, and they had Travis Hunter, gave him a Jags jersey and hat. Like,
that's also, it's been NBA tradition. It's been NBA tradition. Kobe was not drafted by the Bobcats. That pick was traded away. The draft rights weren't given yet, so he was given a Bobcats hat. That's just been a tradition.
Oh, yeah. Luka, he was drafted by the Hawks technically, and Trae Young was technically drafted by the Mavericks, but those picks were swapped. It's all right. Well, we're going to stop ranting about the draft.
It's very confusing watching a guy get picked. You know, the Suns got the 10th pick because of this Kevin Durant trade, and like the Rockets don't have the 10th overall pick anymore. Like everybody knew that.
But it's also weird because like they have to make the pick for the Suns.
Yeah, that's kind of
so
stupid.
I don't think anybody would ever do this, but I guess you could technically just screw them and draft somebody that they didn't want. Although I think then that might like violate the terms of the trade, so there's probably some protection there.
Sure.
But we're gonna get into it. Shocker, Cooper Flag goes number 1 overall. That guy, yeah, I mean, he's just got the athleticism and physical tools to be a really great player, and I think already a pretty solid shooter. But I think he's just gonna get better as he develops in the league, and now he's working with professional shooting coaches.
That's gonna be good.
He's got like some, you know, an all-time great three-point shooter in Klay Thompson to learn from. Kyrie Irving, just an absolute surgeon around the rim and the mid-range, just cutting people up there. So he's got some good teachers to learn from. Dylan Harper.
The thing about that Cooper Flag pick, sorry to cut you off there.
You're good, brother.
Before we move on, like we could get into more of it later, but I feel like did the Mavs kind of win this Luka trade? Because I mean the Lakers still have so many holes in their roster. Like we're gonna get into that in a moment, but like there's still so many holes in the Lakers roster. I mean, you got Luka and LeBron, but there's still so many holes.
We'll see how the Mavs fill in these holes when Flag is taking over the team and Kyrie and AD are kind of done with their careers. Clay as well.
True.
But yeah, I mean, like I don't think the Lakers. I mean, maybe they thought, maybe there's a chance that we could be a championship team before LeBron retires. But I think the trade for Luka long term is going to be better for them.
It's what everyone kind of predicted. The Luka's going to be a long term thing because the Western Conference is teams are too deep now, and they're getting more full, or they're just building a young core. Now we can really get to that second pick. Dylan Harper. I like what the Spurs are doing right now. They got so many young players, and then they got De'Aaron and Chris Paul.
I think
and
Chris
some
Paul's
other good veterans.
Technically still a free agent, actually, at this point, I think.
Oh, he could.
I'm not sure if you even. I'm not even sure if you bring him back. Like, no disrespect to the point guard, but yeah, I don't know.
Castle,
I think you just
Harper,
have
Fox. I mean,
you have a lot of guards, and like
full team.
Harper was obviously consensus number 2. Like, you can't not pass on Dylan Harper because he doesn't exactly fit your team needs. So it'll be interesting to see how they worked it out. But I mean, like, the talent on that team is just undeniable. I mean,
it's great.
Maybe a little underwhelming in the front court and on the wing, and at the 3 spot, it's
definitely
all
inexperienced, but it's
maybe
a work
one
in
of those
progress.
bigger guards can kind of transition to a wing type player, a small forward, and
Castle, baby.
I would
he
love
could
to
lock
see
people
Castle.
down.
I would love to see
He's real
Castle as a
physical.
small forward. I think he would transition to a small forward really well. Yeah, Fox is your is he technically a shooting? No, he's a point guard. So I think you just move Harper to the shooting guard spot. The next guy, the VJ Edgecombe, hungriest dude in the draft. Dude, did you see his?
Yeah, this could have been Ace Bailey, but he didn't want to go to any workouts for any team. He wanted to be Mr. Picky. So Edgecombe takes his spot. Honestly, I like VJ Edgecombe. Not to hate on Bailey here, but Edgecombe is awesome.
Look up VJ Edgecombe's post draft interview, dude. Like the way he's talking about like that, his tiny like island nation that he came from, that was like a lot of poverty. He was like, I go like weeks at a time without electricity, stuff like that. And he's like,
generator.
Right. He's like, it just means like so much to like not only my family and me, but like to everybody back home, like to be here in this situation. Dude, it's like Ace Bailey, he wanted to go to a team where he knew he could be a star. VJ Edgecombe wants to be a star wherever he
wanted
goes.
to be. Yeah, he wants to be the best player wherever.
Oh, that's hungry. And then the Hornets' 4th pick's not terrible, and they somehow effed it up. I think Colin Knippel's a huge reach. Yeah. I like him. Huge reach in this situation. Obviously Bailey's still there. Trey Johnson. I could get wanting to pass on Bailey. But yeah, Jeremiah Fears, Trey Johnson, would have much rather had either of those guys. Knippel was bottom lottery type pick for me. I mean, like, I would have even taken, like, if you go like Malawak, Colin Murray Boyles, I think that would have been better. Igor Demon, maybe. He also feels like a reach.
I feel like it's a team full of guards, and wasting this lottery pick on a guard when you had pretty quality bigs in here that you could develop on a pretty young team. That's like, obviously you're not really looking for the now. Hornets are definitely not looking for the now. Draft a guy that you can kind of build up. You got Mark Williams back because for some reason the trade didn't work out with the Lakers. So you get your guy back, lose Dalton Connect, but you're still full of guards. So you really don't have to worry about that. You got Brandon Miller, LaMelo. This team is like no short of having a guard.
Then obviously we said Bailey went 5. He clearly didn't want to go to the Jazz.
He didn't want to go to any team.
It'll be interesting to see how he works out in the NBA and how like I mean,
Yeah,
because
these
like he
drafts.
clearly is upset about this. And it's like I don't like he is a very incredible player. He should be. He has a lot of the tools to be a star, but we'll see if his attitude affects his development. Trey Johnson to the Wizards. Good good pickup for them there. Like guards, I mean the Wizards whole team is still just it's like very old and washed. I mean,
Well, yeah,
Chris
the old
Middleton
vet team, yeah,
Chris
came in.
Middleton might look like an MVP playing on that roster. We'll see. Jeremiah Fears going to the Hornets. Hornets had a sneaky good draft because they also got Malawak by way, or not Malawak, Derek Queen by way of
This was Pelicans.
by the way of the Atlanta Hawks. So, right. I mean, I think Queen's got one of the best. I mean, he had a huge clutch shot in the tournament. I mean, he's a bit of a. They have him listed as a center, but like he's flexible enough to where you could really play him at the 3 or the 4. I think too. Like he can.
I think
he's a stretch big of. I lost my train of thought. Sorry, go ahead.
I think he could transition pretty well
into
one of those forward positions.
So
he was pretty undersized for a big.
I would say a good draft overall for the Pelicans. Some other picks are like Malawak to Phoenix. I mean, yeah, they need a center. They're in such a terrible situation.
They got a first round pick though before any of us had a kid though. HG.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be half a decade before they had a first round pick. I'm pretty sure their next first round pick now 2032. So
right, it's next decade. Let's see, where was I going? Yang Hansen, maybe Yao Ming 2.0 going to Portland. Aiton's gonna walk, so Klingon looks like he's gonna be the starting center there. I liked Walter Clayton Jr. He's going to Utah. I thought that was a sneaky late pick there. That was pretty good. I did look. Colin Murray Boyles going to Toronto. Watch out for Scotty Barnes to be on the trading block. Just
true.
Throwing that out there.
Very true. Very true.
The Thunder, screw these guys, how they somehow had
a first round pick, a lottery
but
pick.
It looks like actually
it's crazy.
They might be getting traded. So Thomas Serber. No, that one was from Miami via Los Angeles, and then their Nick Clifford pick. He's going to Sacramento, which kind of sucks. CSU point guard. I like Nick Clifford, man, or Nick Clifford. I think he's just cold. So that's a little disappointing. But again, this is a draft that I don't think had a tremendous amount of talent. It was very top heavy. Looking here on day 2, there's some names that maybe like Kolkbrenner, Janai Broom, definitely guys I'd keep an eye on. Chaz Lanier, Cam Jones.
Him behind Embiid is pretty solid.
Yeah.
Janai Broom. So that's not bad.
Cam Jones out of Marquette, I really liked him. Some of those guys, early second round. The rest of it, I don't have real high hopes for. Obviously, there's always some surprises there. Tyrese Proctor got drafted during a Burger King commercial. Could he be the next Jokic? Time will tell.
Dude, he was turning up for Duke, though, in that tournament.
He was.
Tyrese Proctor, underrated shooting guard. Tournament run for Duke, man. That dude, he deserves it.
Before we move off from the draft, we have to just address the absolute disaster class that the Brooklyn Nets put on.
Igor Denham, I don't mind that pick, all right?
I think he could be a solid player.
I don't mind it.
I don't think a guard would have been your top priority. I would have some size in your
Cam
front
Johnson,
court. Right? Some size MPJ would have been nice. I mean, like Murray Boyles was there, Queen, Asengio from France. But like Igor Demon as a guard, all right, fine, that's all right. Like it might be a little tough for him to work his way into the rotation, but like he'll see the court. He'll eventually get out there. Then why do we go and take another guard?
Go and kick it off with Nolan Traore
out of France. It's like,
Who the
okay,
heck is that?
all right, we're good.
Who the heck is that guy?
That's enough guards. And then nope, actually, the pick that we own that the Hawks are making for us, Drake Powell, another guard. So count them. They've taken 3 guards. They need some more. They need some more help in the front court.
So who do they pick?
Like who
next
are
at
all of these
26?
guys gonna like? How are all of these guys gonna play? Because you've already got Cam Thomas as well, and blank on the other dude's name, but like another starting guard there. So it's like, how are these guys gonna get on the court? So what are you gonna do with the 26th pick? Take a look.
Take another guard.
Ben
Ben
Seraph.
Seraph.
Oh
Here
my-
we go. No disrespect to Ben Seraph, but the Nets organization, what are we doing?
I mean,
What are we doing?
and then finally they go Danny Wolf, some size in the front court, but like at that
Ben
point,
Seraph has at least 6'6".
yeah, I don't like Dan. I also think like Danny Wolf is not going to translate to the NBA very well. I think he'll be lucky to be like like his ceiling is probably like a high end bench player.
It says here, good guard skills for a 6'11" player. His playmaking ability evolved significantly under Michigan coach Dusty May as he made the transition from the Ivy League to Big Ten appear effortless. So, but I mean, his weakness, even though his playmaking evolved, one of his biggest weaknesses is turnovers and shooting 34% for 3. So are they going to utilize him as a stretch? They can utilize him as a playmaker. They can utilize him as a big man, even though he looks like he was stretching the floor for Michigan. What are we going to do here?
Yeah, I don't. And then we kind of fleeced them with that Cam Johnson trade. I mean, where
they just made him 10 times worse.
Right. Like, it's like Porter Johnson, relatively similar player, maybe like a drop off in defense for Porter. Johnson's a better defender, but like Porter's contract is terrible.
Huge.
It's and like now that's just putting a huge hindrance on this team that is not well put together at all.
No.
I mean, there's
just get a big contract added to something that they're trying
right.
to
So now that's just
restructure.
hindering you in the cap space and hindering you in free agency.
They're screwed.
I mean, they're just running them into the ground. It's kind of unbelievable. I mean, at least you got the Knicks, New York. Now,
Yeah.
we're gonna go shift over to free agency, and we're gonna start by talking. I just want to put the question out there: should we put Calvin Booth on a terrorist watch list? Because, I mean, you want to talk about a Jokic stopper? That man was it.
That was one.
He
of them
was
right
the
there.
Jokic stopper, bro.
That was one of them right there.
Dude, they get rid of him. Oh my God, they finally start making moves and building a team around Jokic. So we're not just going to sit on our thumbs and wait.
Awesome.
Like this guy,
You play
awesome.
to win the game.
Russ was all right, I guess. But like Dario Saric was the other big move that you go out for us.
He had an ugly contract, and I don't think I really ever saw him on the floor once.
And then
I don't think I saw him play.
He let KCP walk because keeping him I think it would have hindered us in the second apron, as well as it would have put restrictions on what trades we could have made. So he let him walk so we could make a trade midseason. And they didn't do anything.
Yeah, we didn't do
They didn't do any trades.
We got to the trade deadline and didn't make anything
When you
happen.
clearly have a player that is having the best offensive season ever and a team still struggling to win games because it's a team sport. He can't do it on his own.
This just shows Nuggets could have had Cam Johnson at the trade deadline
Right.
if it wasn't some clownery happening.
And
Good on
eventually-
Josh Kroenke for making the firings. I think Mike Malone should still have his job.
Right. Like
But-
some of that might have been the coaching from Malone too, because obviously I as much as I like Coach Malone, I think we saw a much better version of the Denver Nuggets after he was gone.
Edelman kind of killed it.
Dude, I mean,
I can't lie.
And it was like Edelman was there, but like you really just like let Jokic lead. And like Jokic was basically the assistant coach to Edelman. I don't know the name of the guy that filled in the role, but it was Jokic was the assistant coach. And I mean, that just like the guys respect Jokic. He's the leader on the team, and it really worked out well. They took I mean, like this is a team that had some serious depth issues, maybe 7 deep, and they took the deepest, like one of the most well-built young teams to 7 games. They had a guy playing with one arm, and in game 7, Aaron Gordon's got one leg.
If we didn't go to game 7 against the Clippers, I think the Nuggets are competing for the championship.
Correct me if didn't Jamal Murray have like a nagging ankle thing where his ankle wasn't 100% either too?
We had so many guys limping into that game 7 against the Thunder, dude. We were really.
It was a bad start to the season and some bad stretches of games that made us have to play harder at the end to get a better spot. And I mean, we probably would have had to do that anyways because the West is insane. But now they're having an incredible off season. So Cam Johnson, I mean, he's got the scoring potential of Michael Porter. I mean, he's a 3-and-D wing player,
but can be a 3-level scorer, which is what I like more about him. He can actually create his own shot in the mid range, and also be a spot up guy.
Right.
And he can get to the rim and dunk.
I mean, like,
think
about this. Him and Porter had pretty much the same numbers last season, but Cam Johnson was playing with the biggest ball hog in the league and a bunch of scrubs on one of the worst teams in the league. Porter had the greatest player in the world currently on his team, who bumps up all of his guys' numbers. I mean, we've seen other guys leave. KCP, his scoring numbers went down. Bruce Brown kind of faded into obscurity, but he's back. Let's go.
Bruce Brown on the Nuggets is scary. I'm going to be honest. He didn't get a lot of play time in Toronto for some reason. I think he's really going to see the floor with the Nuggets.
Him coming in off the bench and coming back in with Jokic. I mean, dude, he was like one of the most perfect players with Jokic. He just understood where, he just knew to just keep moving and get active, and Jokic was going to find me. And he understood that so well, and he thrived here. I'm so glad to have him back because he was also I honestly thought he should have had some serious consideration for 6th man of the year. He was incredible for us coming off that bench.
I don't know who is talking trash about firing 2 GMs, man, because this is great. Hiring 2 GMs. This is awesome.
Dude,
we finished it off. Wrap it all up. Signing the boy, Timmy Hardaway Jr. And making the trade for Valanciunas.
I mean, they're
getting rid of that ugly Saric contract.
Maybe the best offseason outside of the Rockets getting KD. They're going crazy. Saric, useless, cap drain. Get him out of here. If we can somehow get rid of Zeke Naji and his terrible contract.
Or he can finally play.
I don't know.
We'll see.
Every time he does play, it's like you get 3 good games out of him, and then he just disappears back into out of the lineup. It's so weird.
I think the thing
let's just try to play him because it's he doesn't ever play consistently.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
The thing is now is they were actually building some depth in the roster that we can run a pretty deeper lineup in the season.
We
find out who's ready to play at the end of the year when it's got to get cut down.
Yeah,
we got to have less guys.
We finally we have the best center we've ever had in the backup or in the Jokic era. That's no disrespect to DeAndre Jordan. He's an absolutely incredible human, but he just doesn't have that defensive ability that he used to, and he got blown by a lot. And
Valanciunas, dude, he was averaging 17 and 10 last year. He was a starter on the Pelicans after the trade deadline.
Yeah,
and then he moved to the Kings.
So, I mean, they're having a great season right now. I mean, the West it's Houston, it's OKC, it's Denver. Everyone else is going to be hard pressed to find a way to compete with those. I mean, it's still going to be an absolute bloodbath in the West. It always is. It's what's his name? Ben something on TikTok. He broke down the West having way more all-stars than the East, since sometime in the 80s, where it's a crazy margin that it shouldn't be, where you feel like it should balance itself out over time, but it doesn't.
And I honestly feel like it's because it's just a constant, like almost pandemonium that happens in the East on the offseason. Like we got a team that was in the Eastern Conference Finals that's still looking for a head coach. The Boston Celtics lost Jason Tatum, are going to lose him for a good portion of next season, and we're probably not going to see him at all next season unless they have like a deep playoff run. But they're dramatically reshaping their entire roster. The Celtics are completely going into panic mode because Jason Tatum got injured. I mean, like you keep that same team and you build around where you're going to lack without Jason Tatum in this offseason, you might be able to still compete a little bit. I mean, like they just kind of went straight and blew it up. And then you got the Bucks, another playoff team, released and waived injured Damian Lillard and signed Miles Turner. But this is a $50 million deal in one offseason because you got to pay Dame $23 million. And how much is Miles Turner making? 26. This is a $50 million investment in one offseason.
The crazy thing is that they let Brook Lopez watch, who is just a less athletic version of Miles Turner. Like Miles Turner's a better player overall, but I think
same player.
You could have gotten Lopez for cheaper and still maybe kept Dame or had. Now you're waiving him, and so now you're eating all that dead money.
And the entire league still has their eyes on your two-time MVP.
Right.
Does his future still? Does he have a future with your team anymore? You just spent $50 million.
Like I don't think you're addressing the depth issues, or like this team is still like Giannis is going to have to shoulder so much of a load. And I don't know if it's going to be able to. He's going to be able to go deep because it's like, dude, he had an insane, unreal series against the Pacers. He was averaging like 33.
He was looking like MVP Giannis.
33, like 16 and 8. And
yeah, exactly. He left for the Pacers' number 2 rival. What is that?
Yeah, dude.
What is that?
To the finals, bro.
That's almost as bad as going to the damn Knicks.
A lot of turnover in the East. Like it's going to be very different.
You got the Heat are stuck in pandemonium though because they lose Jimmy Butler. Again, another team that's kind of lacking some depth. You have like only Bam Adebayo. They lost Duncan Robinson. You got Tyler Hero still. I mean, that's really your team is very, very thin.
Dude, a team that we might finally see rise up in the East, the Hawks, kind of having a good offseason, bro.
They're looking good.
I like bringing in a shooter like Luke Kennard. You get Nickeil Alexander-Walker.
Kristaps?
Kristaps Porzingis in that trade. So it's like you've got some solid pieces really here around.
That's something to work with Trae Young right there.
I think Ricochet, he showed a lot that now that there's, a more talented roster, they still got some depth issues that I think might be a concern, but they can address that and find ways to fill that out.
I think the East might flip on its head. There's another team that's they're not stuck in this pandemonium. They don't seem scared. Made a big offseason trade with the Grizzlies and Magic, picking up Bane. They got rid of KCP, Cole Anthony, and a lot of change for that one. But I mean, they're kind of building a nasty defensive lineup.
I like Desmond Bane.
They can play you.
I don't like how many firsts they gave up for him.
Yeah, 4 future firsts.
Like I think it's a good roster move for them ultimately, but I just think they gave up too much for it. It's like they sold. I mean, like now this team really needs to pan out because they sold a lot of their future for it.
I think defensively, I feel like the East kind of always being wide open, and they're being such a defense-heavy roster right now, and just like having a lot of 3-and-D guys, and they finally got someone who I think Desmond Bane's playmaking in the end of the season there for Memphis when they lost Ja for some time really ramped up. He got his assist numbers jumped a lot in that stretch towards the end of the year. So I feel like they kind of got somebody that can, develop a little bit running their offense, take the load off Paolo and Franz so much. I mean, they kind of have a really good chance. Keep Wendell Carter healthy. And again, you got a great defensive rebounding big man that can shoot 3 a little bit.
That's true. I still think I think the East is going to actually run out of Cleveland. this year. I don't
Don't forget about Cleveland, baby.
I don't think that Garland chokes as hard as he did last season. I think he'll improve. They did lose Ty Jerome, but they brought back Sam Merrill. They got Larry Nance Jr. as some depth there. They drafted Tyrese Proctor during the Burger King commercial. So again, like that's the next Jokic
shooter, potential elite shooter.
Right. So I think, the Knicks, they'll still be good, but they've got a glaring hole with Brunson and Cat being just absolute targets on defensively, or I still think they need to address that because they'll be fine in the regular season. They'll be a top seed. But when it comes down to another playoff game, I think we're just going to see the same thing. They're just going to attack that. Teams are just going to attack that mismatch.
Those matchups.
It's going to be hard to sustain in the 7-game series. Nas Reed's coming back to the T-Wolves. Julius Randle's coming back. They do lose Nickeil Alexander-Walker. That's a big loss.
That's a big loss.
He was a super underrated player for them. Another Western Conference Finals trip. I don't know. But another team that's just killing it, the Houston Rockets. Obviously, the Kevin Durant trade's huge. Now you're bringing in Clint Capella, who is only 31. I kind of thought Capella was older than that, but great backup there for Sengun. And you're
previously on the Rockets. He's been in the league for a while. He was on the Rockets with James Harden.
Yeah, he was. So coming back to where it all started. Well, not necessarily started, but where some of his best years were, man, like that.
Yeah, coming back to kind of like a little bit of his prime,
bro. He was nasty there with on those. Like everyone talks a lot about Harden. They had Chris Paul there, Russell Westbrook even for a little bit, but
snagging boards. Who's snagging boards?
Clint Capella was like a top 10 center in the league when he was on the Rockets. I'll stand by that, bro. They
were a consistent playoff team with him on the squad,
bro. He defended the paint well. Yeah, he was a monster on the boards. And yeah, dude, he was just a great lob threat with he ran that pick and roll with Harden and Chris Paul pretty seamlessly. It was fun to watch.
I can't believe that these steals, man. This Miles Turner is 4 years, $107 million, and then you got $113 million guaranteed to Damian Lillard.
Scrolling through here,
bro.
A kind of a deal that's gone a little unnoticed, which is intriguing to me because I'm not sure how I feel about it. Jordan Clarkson to the Knicks.
I am seeing that. Expected to sign on the 30th.
Could be a very interesting guy to bring a little spark plug off the bench because that was one of the big issues that they didn't have the greatest depth there. I don't know, he's just kind of all over the place for me. I don't know, if it's because of Utah is why he never really hit a high ceiling. Can he be better in New York? That one, it's intriguing. I'm not sure. I'm still not really sure how to feel about that, but it could be something sneaky good.
It is interesting. But one thing we got to see that I'm looking at all these bigs getting signed, and I'm not seeing any of them going to the Lakers. Kevon Looney, Pelicans. He missed out on a chance there. He's a young guy, plays incredibly hard.
That reminds me.
To lose out on Lopez.
The other great move that the Rockets made, and this hurts the Lakers tremendously, Dorian Finney-Smith.
Dude, that's huge. That's
gone.
Huge, actually.
So, you've got the front court
major holes
of Kevin Durant, Finney-Smith, and Sengun. That helps the Rockets' spacing issue even more because he's
a solid shooter.
He can really shoot the pill, and he was probably the third best player on that Lakers roster. So now that's just another hole around Luka and LeBron, and it's
they miss out on even getting a guy like Nickeil Alexander-Walker on their team,
who would fill in
place for
decently. So
Finney-Smith there.
Like
they lose out on trying to get Kristaps.
DeAndre Ayton's a free agent.
That Ayton is really their last bet here as far as bigs, because another guy who had a pretty solid season,
get old ass Al Horford.
Luke Kennard even signed. They lost a chance on Taurean Prince. The Clippers stole Brook Lopez. Mason Plumlee re-signs with the Hornets. I mean, you missed out. You're missing out on a lot of big men.
All right. We got Russell Westbrook. He still hasn't signed. Chris Paul still hasn't signed. Cam Thomas is technically a free agent. He's a restricted free agent, so he'll likely be back. Some other notable names: Gary Payton II. God, he's 32, dude. I thought he was way younger.
Me too.
Mo Wagner. He's an unrestricted free agent that's still out there. Al Horford. Will the Celtics bring him back? Malik Beasley would have gotten the bag if he didn't gamble on games. DeAndre Ayton is still available out there. Jonathan Kuminga, I'm not gonna say his nickname, but he's a restricted free agent. Same with Josh Giddey. But can a team make a deal if one of those teams don't want to match? I think Giddey will be back with the Bulls, who will right back in the play-in.
Most likely.
And Ayton is entering free agency after contract buyout. So he, right now, of all the unrestricted guys, he's the best available. I mean, I think if you're the Lakers, I mean, you kind of got to go with him at this point. 26.
Yeah.
I mean,
they even missed out on just even the bottom of the barrel. Drew Eubanks. They could have had Jakob Poeltl. He was pretty nasty early in the year for Toronto.
I think Ayton will be all right. He's proved that he can be a quality starter at center. I mean, he was making some big plays on that Phoenix Suns postseason run.
He won't miss any games due to icy road conditions besides with LA. I can't believe that it was a graphic that literally got posted.
Oh my God.
Out due to icy roads in neighborhood.
Bro, yeah, clearly he ain't never lived in a place that it snows before.
Well, he went to Arizona University and then drafted by Phoenix. So, I mean, Portland's probably first real place where he did experience it.
Yeah, I got some serious winners up there. All right, that's all we got now for free agency updates and off-season news. Nuggets and Rockets, Hawks are absolutely killing it. The Lakers fumbling hard. The Nets have no idea what they're doing. The Luke Cornett's gone from the Celtics. Celtics are imploding. I mean, they're just feels like they're giving up with Tatum out. Like they don't even want to.
Yeah, I feel like they still had a really good lineup. Holiday goes into the Blazers, and all you get is Anthony Simons out of it. I mean, I don't know.
One more name of note: D'Lo going to the Mavericks. Interesting there.
All right,
we'll see. Mavericks, I'm like I don't know. Like Kyrie's still hurt. AD's made of glass. I mean, like Flag probably going to win Rookie of the Year just because he's going to be
out there a lot.
The number one guy on that team
be out there a lot
for a lot of the season. Probably not a playoff team again this year.
We'll see what happens though.
We will see.
Maybe when they get Kyrie back. Come on.
I like at that point. I don't feel like I think he's because his it was an ACL. His happened super late in the year too, so I don't feel like
probably won't be back until the season after.
Yeah, like he's probably missing all of next year. Let's wrap it up. The NBA news that we got. Now it's time for us to get into team building exercise. Let's do it.
Putting together a special team.
All right, now everybody, if you have forgotten the rules of this segment here, we're going to be spinning the random wheel of NFL teams, and we're going to be picking 15 quarterbacks, taking their all-time career passing yards, and we want to total that up to a whopping grand total of 1 million passing yards. What did we get last week? We were honestly pretty close. It took us a few more quarterbacks to end up getting it there.
Before we got to 1 million, we ended with 707,198.
Okay.
Then because we had extra time, we just spun until we could get there.
We missed out on some big names though last week. We didn't get any Brady. We didn't get any Brady, I don't think. We didn't get Peyton Manning or Drew Brees.
No, we did get Brady, but yeah, neither of the Mannings. Yeah, no Brees. We didn't get Brees until after we had lost. So that was tough. Matthew Stafford, Russ is like another one that we could really use. Both of the Mannings. Phillip Rivers is up there.
I don't know how many times we got the freaking Browns.
Oh, yeah.
Like
the Browns are like awful. Like
it's terrible.
Like maybe Baker. I think we got him as like one of our very last guys. And did we? No, we did not.
We didn't even get Matt Ryan.
That's another one we really
didn't even land on the Falcons.
Matty Ice, bro. We took the Dilf, Trent Dilford.
That was horrible. We never know.
That burned us. I thought that could be sneaky.
We know never to get him again. That'll never happen.
Yeah.
Let's get into the first spin here. First quarterback of the day. Give us somebody good. Well, I mean, stick it out with the Warren Moon.
Exactly.
That's our go-to for passing yards for the Titans. We just hope that we don't get him that way too many times.
Yeah. All right, I will get it. Let me get the calculator up to Mr. Warren Moon. And he is a good start for us, 49,325.
There we go. Filling it up in the yards department. He's the one that we want to stay away from in the touchdowns. He's a little low in the career touchdowns.
Only 291. But great start. Exactly what we need.
Here we go. We can get Matty Ice.
Matty Ice. Let me add the Warren
This guy
numbers
stinks. Falcons stink.
They do.
They're looking to trade Kyle Pitts right now, and they want a second or a third rounder. I want to see a clip of him completing a block first, and I'll give you a day 2 pick for that guy right there.
How about 5 clips of him catching a touchdown? Oh wait, can't do that. Bro's been in the league almost as many years as he has touchdowns.
Vikings.
6,000.
That's great.
792. Oh, whoops. Look at that. The plus here, 62,792. So good start here. I think we take Kirko here, right? Big Kirko.
Or do we go Brett Favre?
Ooh, yeah. Actually, I think Favre is probably better here.
We might want to save a later spot for Kirko. If we get the Commanders.
We
might want to go him.
And Favre is just higher anyways. Like we're going to take Favre here.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what we're talking about. That's 71,800.
Oh, my God.
And 38 yards.
Love to see that. You got to see those numbers early.
Yeah.
That's what you like.
Anything below like 35K can be pretty detrimental. Like 40, above 40 is where you optimally want to be. Oh, that's don't go. No,
man.
I mean, we can take Flacco because I think Flacco's got like a sneaky.
Flacco probably got a sneaky amount of yards. He's been playing for too long to be low. Let's go with Flacco.
I'm gonna add Favre's total in here real quick. 70,838. It's good.
Not bad.
Joe Flacco. Uncle Flacco. He's got
Uncle Joe.
45,000.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good number right there. We'll take that.
696. Okay. 97 actually. Alrighty.
That's a pretty good spin. We'll take that for the Browns' first one. And we get the Cowboys, baby. Here we go. We got a few options on this one, really.
Right. I got to think about this because Aikman really didn't put up a ton of yards. I feel like is Romo better? Like Dak just hasn't played long enough. I just don't know if like guys in the like was it Staubach? So I was thinking, yeah, Roger Staubach. Was he slinging it enough?
I think we might have to go Romo. Honestly, we might have to go Romo.
Such a storage franchise. Like, they really don't have a lot of great options here.
No. We really, I feel like our best options are going Romo or Aikman.
Like Aikman, I think only has like 30,000.
What's Romo got here now?
We are going to roll Romo. He's got 34,000.
Okay.
And 183. So that's not terrible. Definitely not the greatest. Not exactly what we want to see, but
yeah,
we'll take it.
Next spin up here.
Whoops.
Packers. We can go A-Rod here.
Sure, don't want to go Jordan Love. So of course, we're going to go A-Rod. What are we talking about?
Oh, yeah, we got Warren Moon when we got the Titans. We got Warren Moon, Kyle.
Yeah, he's the first name on here, bro.
That's our first number one overall.
Aaron
A-Rod.
Rodgers with a cool 62,000.
Beautiful.
952.
Beautiful.
We are back on track, baby.
They need to put his Steelers picture up there on Pro Football Reference. That's a great. You get his Steelers photos up there. Update the site.
He looks like a guy in a Halloween costume. It's crazy. The chefs.
Here we go.
Now, Mahomes obviously comes to mind first. He's been in the league almost a decade, has put up consistent numbers, but we got to think, is there somebody here that might have played for longer? I mean, they had Alex Smith. Who was that team that won the Super? But that was back in like the 60s. I don't know if that's the guy we want to go with. I actually really don't know a whole lot of Chiefs QBs, and I'm just it's kind of occurring to me.
I kind of feel like we might have to go Alex Smith.
I don't know. I feel like we're overthinking it. Like Mahomes has been like a pretty consistent like 4,000-yard passer for about a decade. Like he's got to be around 40K.
I say we might.
Let's not overthink this. I mean, he's like
go with him.
already a top 10 quarterback. I think we just. Oh wow, only 32,000 so far. That's kind of crazy. I don't think Alex Smith would have been much better, and I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I would be able to pull another good QB for the.
I know, me either, honestly. But I feel like we'll find out if we get the Chiefs again. Maybe the Niners enough.
We'll have to really have to pull something from the recesses there. But we're 7 through.
Seahawks. Dolphins. Well, I mean, we can just.
I mean, we got Dynamite Dan Marino. Bro.
Dan Marino. Dude was slinging that thing. Easy money.
Yeah, we'll take that. Greatest QB to never win a ring, man.
Russ would have been sick there, but we'll take.
I think Dan's actually one of the ones you got to get here to really have a good shot, and he's got 61,000.
There we go.
361. I'd say. I mean, a couple of like not great picks by us, but nothing really terrible yet. No stinkers, which is good. That gives us a shot. We need like Brady and Manning though here soon.
That doesn't help.
Not the Jags.
That doesn't help
gross,
us.
Dog.
That does not help.
Gross. All
that
right,
does
do we
not
got?
Help us. That spin sucks.
Do we got anybody? They just haven't had like anybody good. I'm trying to think of just like a journeyman that might have stopped through there.
I have to go with the
like,
Vinny.
Did Vinny? I don't know if Vinny did though, bro. That's the problem. Like Vinny or Kerry Collins.
I think we might have to go Kerry Collins.
I don't know if either of those guys were Jags. I'll double check the Wikipedia. We're gonna shoot for Vinny first. I mean, he did get around, but I don't.
He got around.
He did not get to the Jags, unfortunately. So we're
okay.
Kerry,
maybe Kerry Collins. Come on,
Kerry Collins. Please tell me you stopped by there. I see him in the Titans jersey. Nah, he didn't make it there either, bro.
Dang, dude.
Dude, they just haven't had. Oh, okay. This probably gives us our best shot. David Garrard.
Oh, true.
Do we do a David Garrard action?
Let's get it. Let's get it.
All right, man.
I don't want to have to try
this
to
is,
go down the barrel and pick a Blake Bortles.
I mean, like Garrard's about the best QB I can think of that's played for that franchise. Oh God! Well, this is our first stinker of the day, folks. 16,000.
Oh crap! I mean, everybody else has the same numbers, though.
All right, I don't know if we'd get much higher than that.
That's our best pick, and we almost got him again. But we get the Giants instead on this.
All right, we got to go Eli here.
Eli's
Manning. Up there for sure.
Get our boy.
So our 10th QB. We really
so hard he's looking out of his ear hole and then throw a touchdown. And very next play, 60-yard bomb to somebody.
I'm telling you, we really need his brother. We need Brady and Breeze.
We need a lot of guys right now in this one. And we can get him. The sheriff.
All right, let's see what we got here. So 57,000.
Back-to-back Mannings.
Dude, we actually might hit this, bro. We're pretty high. Like the Garrard might not have burned us as bad as we thought. Let's see. We got Peyton here. This might actually put us almost close. Let's go. All right. So hold on. Let me get this pro football page up here. Peyton Manning. 71,000.
There we go.
940 yards.
Hell yeah. Seahawks.
Oh my gosh.
Seahawks.
Caveman, we're at like 9. We're at like 9.
Oh man. We can kind of afford to
979,000. I mean, so we don't even need somebody that great here. Do we take Fitzmagic? I mean, he's still going to give us like a salt. I mean, he might get us there alone.
I think Fitz probably has more than David Garrard.
He certainly does. Oh, all right. We did it, bro.
Yeah, let's go.
In 12.
In 12 QBs. We didn't even get Brady or Breeze. We had either A-Rod, Brett Favre, Flacco came in. That was a pretty good one early.
Oh, wait. Hold on a second.
We're not there fully yet. We need a 13.
I might have accidentally effed up one of the numbers here. Hold on. I think let me go back here. Oh yeah, I put an extra number at the end of Flacco's.
Oh no.
So we might not actually
no.
I think Ryan Fitzpatrick, 34,990. Oh, we weren't even close.
Oh fuck.
We just accidentally had like 560,000.
Oh, we're down.
So we're only at 600K.
Oh no.
Here I was feeling all great.
Oh no.
Okay, I mean all is not lost.
Rams get Stafford.
Raiders.
Come on, man. Remember we went Derek Carr. He wasn't bad.
I think Carey played for the Raiders. I think Carey's better.
Okay, I like that. We'll take that. Did he stop in Oakland?
He did. He was in Oakland from 2005. Hold on, let me just think. God, wasn't there? We don't think Rich Gannon would have more yards.
I don't think he had more yards.
Honestly,
he wasn't really in the league that long.
Actually, I think Derek Carr might be better.
I think we got to go Carr.
Yeah. Let's rip it, Derek Carr.
We got Carr 13 years in the league at least.
And he did
13 years.
He was pretty much a starter everywhere he went. Like he
got 13 years of starting play.
Yeah, 41,000.
That's good.
245. But I mean we need a whole lot more.
Yeah, we lost this week.
I don't think we're gonna get it, unfortunately.
We lost this week. Panthers too.
Crap.
Come on.
All right, this is where I think we go Vinny.
Yeah. We got to here. Then just hope that we don't get him again.
Yeah, okay. He ended his career in the Panthers, so
one more QB, and we're gonna do worse than last week.
So
this sucks.
Let me see. We'll see. I mean,
unless we get a good spin right here,
dude. The Jags. I mean, that's just an absolute black hole. Like, well, there's nothing good there. So we're gonna get 46,000. 233. Yeah, so we're not even going to be close. 6,000.
And I guess we can go Russ.
Yeah, you let Russ cook. Well, I am
Unlimited. Mr. Unlimited is our 15th QB. Oh, we really thought, dude. We really thought. That sucks.
I fat fingered one of the
Oh,
numbers, and I
no.
thought we were there.
That's tragic.
Dude, this is a really hard. I mean, a
It's
million
a hard
passing yards
challenge.
is super.
We can't
hard.
do it in 15 quarterbacks. We just kind of need the wheel to show us some love.
It's possible, but like, yeah, I mean, you've got to get like a franchise, like the Jags. I mean, the Panthers to some extent, or the Browns. I mean, they're just killers on this. Like the Texans too. They just don't have a long enough history. The Bears have never really. I mean, like they've got like one or two guys, so it's like you kind of need the right teams. It's tough. It's really tough.
Yeah. You need those long-lasting franchises,
We're
that were in the playoffs a lot.
We're at 700. We did do a little better. 734,339. So we did go up. That's progress.
That ain't bad.
Let's see what we can if we can get to it before we got to sign off. We've only got 4 minutes here.
Minutes to go here. Let's just keep spinning it. Just keep
see how
spinning
close we
it.
get.
Colts again. Yeah.
Oh, well, here we take Phillip Rivers here.
That's solid right there. I like that.
Also, Matt Ryan's an option for the Colts.
There's an option there for the Colts.
So
Yeah.
Felipe
That's where he ended his career.
Rivers, 63,440. Let me go ahead and spin it again. I got.
Yeah.
440.
Oh, well, I guess we can see how many Alex Smith got.
All right, well, we get to learn now. It'll be a learning opportunity. Alex Smith, 35,650. So respectable. He's not the worst poll we could get here.
Oh, A-Rod's looking so old. He's starting to look like Alex Smith. My God. That's what I'm realizing now after looking at the pictures, dude.
Chiefs really don't have like anybody that I can think of that would be super high on this.
Oh, come on, dude. We got even Matt
Texans.
Schaub.
Matty Schaub.
Gotta take Matt Schaub. This is last-ditch effort. And cooked by the wheel today.
Yeah, I think like if we get the Jags, I mean, we might just be
done from there.
Like
Yeah, we
it's
might
just
be done.
cooked. So yeah, only 25,467. Like in a pinch isn't the worst thing.
Give Stafford here like that. Get the Lions.
There we go. Yeah.
That's a helpful one. That's a helpful pick. Come on, wheel.
Finally get to see what his number is. He's up to 59,809. Which this might actually get us close.
All right. Bengals.
Oh, Palmer, right?
We gotta go Palmer. Yeah. Andy Dalton wasn't bad, but I feel Palmer.
Joe Burrow will be here soon. He'll be an option for us, and he just hasn't been in the league long enough. And we're not doing Andy Dalton. We're doing
Palmer.
Carson Palmer. All right.
Boom.
46,000 to 47. So let's see here.
And that's real nice. That's real nice.
I mean, I guess it's got to be Cutler.
Got to pick Jay Cutler. He had like longest career.
All right.
That killed us right there.
45,000.
Not bad.
133.
So what does that put us at our final total now? We've got 1 minute left here.
That just barely put us over 1 million.
Yeah.
So we only need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 extra this time around to get to it.
There we go.
So, I mean, that's better than last time. We're getting closer. it's just some RNG to it, man. You just gotta hope the wheel is merciful. Today it wasn't, but
yeah,
we'll keep at it. We can afford some bad ones, but we got to get Breeze. We got to get Brady.
We need those names
and Manning. I think those three are paramount. And then, yeah, like if you can also get like Roethlisberger, Rivers, Matt Ryan, Stafford, guys like that on the list. Joe Montana, I think so. He's only like around 40,000, but like, yeah,
that's not a bad pick. Still,
you can really only afford like maybe one below 35K.
Yeah, you can't really take too many below 35, or you're done.
You're done, Zos. All right, well, that's going to do it for our show today, folks. Thank you so much for watching another edition of Till the Final Whistle. We'll be back at it trying to beat this 1 million passing yard challenge, and we'll be bringing you all the latest and greatest in the world of sports. We'll see you for another Wednesday. I'm Caveman and I'm HG. That's Caveman. We're signing off.
Love it.
See you guys
later.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.